Mga kabady, nagbabalik. Dr. Dudes. So, mga kabady, before I will discuss the part 2 of cybercrime investigation, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell button for more updated videos. Now, mga kabady, this is the part 2 or the last topic of our discussion about cybercrime investigation. And we focus on cybercrime law in the Philippines, which was approved and implemented on September 2012. This law is the Republic Act number 10175, or other known as the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. You know that cybercrime is a worldwide problem, and each country has challenged to create and enact laws for the protections of their people. As government, commerce, and people, we are dependent much more on the computers and internet. The government around the world continue to improve their own cybercrime law, like in the Philippines, necessary to enable successful investigation and prosecution of cybercrime perpetrators. The Convention on Cybercrime provides legal framework for discussing cybercrime law, including the crimes related to, number 1, computers and the internet, number 2, provisions for investigating cybercrime, and number 3, international legal cooperation and protection of human rights and liberties. Mga kabady, I advise you also to read the Republic Act 10175 and all its definition of terms for possible to include in the board examinations in criminology and its importance. Now, my question is, what is cybercrime? Take note mga kabady, I already discussed this in the previous uploaded video in cybercrime part 1. Hope you did not forget the meaning and importance of cybercrime as a whole. Now, cybercrimes are crimes offenses against, number 1, to include computer data, number 2, offenses related to computers and the internet, number 3, computers are essential to the crime, and number 4, other crimes may create digital evidence. Now, under this cybercrime law, let us discuss what are the cybercrime punishable under Republic Act 10175 or the Cybercrime Law of the Philippines as of 2012. There are 3 cybercrime offenses that we are going to tackle and discuss. These are the cybercrime offenses against, number 1, confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer data and system. Number 2, computer-related offenses. And number 3, content-related offenses. Now, for cybercrime offenses against confidentiality, integrity, and ability of computer data and systems, there are 5. There are 5 that we are going to discuss. These are the following: the illegal access, illegal interception, data interference, system interference, and misuse of devices. Number 1, what is illegal access? It is when committed intentionally, the access to the whole or any part of the computer system without right, often referred to as hacking, cracking, and computer trespass, and illegal access that may result in the damaged systems and data and compromise of confidential data. Examples are hacking and cracking of computer system without the authority of the owner, like illegal access of passwords. Number 2, what is illegal interception? It is when committed intentionally, the interception without right, made by technical means of non-public transmission of computer data to, from, or within a computer system, and seeks to protect the privacy of non-public computer data transmissions from monitoring and recording. Number 3, data interference. What is data interference? It is when committed intentionally, the damaging, deleting, deterioration, alteration, or suspension of a computer data without the right, and includes inputting of malicious codes, that can threaten the integrity or use of data or programs, such as inserting viruses. Number 4. What is system interference? It is when committed intentionally, the serious hindering without right of the functioning of a computer system by inputting, transmitting, damaging, deleting, deteriorating, altering, or suppressing computer data, such as denial of service attacks and viruses that stop or slow computer systems. Number 5. What is malicious devices? It is when committed intentionally and without right, the production, sale, procurement for use, import, distribution, or otherwise making available access to the devices, including computer programs, computer passwords, codes, or other access data for the purpose of committing a cybercrime. Access devices with a legitimate use are generally not contraband unless the primary purpose is illegal. And number 6 is cyber squatting. According to some international source, cyber squatting is more than an ethical act. Some reasons for cyber squatting are earning profit from victims' goodwill. It is the strongest reason that new startup a high-profile business domain name to take the advantage of their goodwill and defame the image of the competitor domain. It is generally done for business jealousy or personal enmity so that a cyber squatter can defame his competitor. Now, let us proceed to the cybercrime against computer-related offenses. These are the following. We need to study now the 3 categories of cybercrime against computer-related offenses. These are the following: computer-related forgery, computer-related fraud, and computer-related identity theft. What is computer-related forgery? It is when committed intentionally and without right, the input, alteration, deletion, or suppression of computer data resulting in unauthentic data with the intent that it can be considered or acted upon for legal purposes as if it were authentic, may require an intent to defraud. Number 2, computer-related fraud. What is computer-related fraud? It is when committed intentionally and without right, causing a loss of property to another person by, number 1, any input, alteration, deletion, or suppression of computer data, and any interference with the functioning of a computer system with fraudulent or dishonest intent of procuring without right an economic benefit for oneself of another person includes economic crimes such as online credit card fraud. Take note, as provided by this law, that if no damage has yet been caused, the penalty imposed shall be 1 degree lower. Next, computer-related identity theft. And what is computer-related identity theft? It is the intentional acquisition, use, misuse, transfer, possession, alteration, or deletion of identifying information belonging to another, whether natural or juridical, without right, provided that if no damage has yet been caused, the penalty imposable shall be 1 degree lower. Example is the act of a person obtaining information illegally obtained about someone else, such as full name, address, date of birth, social security system, passwords, phone numbers, emails, credit card numbers, and the like. Now, let us proceed to the cybercrime against content-related offenses. And for this particular offenses, the content-related offenses, we are going to study about what is cyber sex, number 1. Number 2, child pornography. Number 3, unsolicited commercial communication. And number 4 is libel. For number 1, what is cyber sex? Cyber sex is the willful engagement, maintenance, control, or operation, directly or indirectly, of any lascivious exhibitions of sexual organs or sexual activity with the aid of a computer system for favor or consideration. To further discuss, cybersex can be defined as a subcategory of online sexual activity where internet is used for sexually gratifying activities. Cybersex trafficking or live streaming sexual abuse is a cybercrime involving sex trafficking and live streaming of coerced sexual acts and or rape on webcam. The victims are transported by traffickers to cybersex dens, which are the locations with webcams and internet-connected devices with live streaming software. Number 2, what is child pornography? These unlawful or prohibited acts defined and punishable by Republic Act number 9775 or other known as the Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009, committed through a computer system, provided that the penalty to be imposed shall be 1 degree higher than that provided for in Republic Act number 9775 if the commission of the crime is by the aid of computer and the internet. And also, child pornography be punishable when it is committed intentionally and without such right as number 1, producing child pornography for the purpose of its distribution through a computer system. Number 2, offering or making available child pornography through a computer system. Number 3, distributing or transmitting child pornography through a computer system. Number 4, procuring child pornography through a computer system for oneself or for another person. And number 5, possessing child pornography in a computer system or on a computer data storage medium. What is unsolicited commercial communications? So, what is this? When the transmission of commercial electronic communication with the use of computer system which seek to advertise, sell, or offer for sale products and services which are prohibited by law, such as commercial communications sent by an operator to its customer without their request. These communications include voicemails or SMS made via telecommunications service for the purpose of informing about, soliciting, or promoting commercial transaction bordering on product, service, or investment. Now, mga kabady, the unsolicited commercial communications cannot be illegal if, number 1, there is prior affirmative consent from the recipient. Number 2, the primary intent of the communication is for service and or administrative announcements from the sender to its existing users, subscribers, or customers. And number 3, the following conditions are present, such as the commercial electronic communication contains a simple, valid, and reliable way for the recipient to reject receipt of further commercial electronic message from the same source. The commercial electronic communication does not purposely disguise the source of the electronic message, and the commercial electronic communication does not purposely include misleading information in any part of the message in order to induce the recipients to read the message. What is libel? Okay? So what is libel? Libel, it is the unlawful or prohibited acts of libel as defined under Article 355 of the Revised Penal Code or the Republic Act 3815 as amended, committed through a computer system or any other similar means which may be devised in the future. Under Article 355 of the Revised Penal Code, a libel committed by means of either writing, printing, lithography, engraving, radio, phonograph, painting, theatrical exhibition, cinematographic exhibition, or any similar means shall be punished by prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods, or a fine ranging from 200 to 6,000 pesos or both, in addition to the civil action which may be brought by offended party. Take note mga kabady, if all crimes defined and penalized under the revised Penal Code of the Philippines and other special penal laws be committed through the use of information and communication technologies such as computer and internet, the penalty to be imposed shall be 1 degree higher than that provided for by the revised Penal Code as amended and special laws as the case may be. Now, mga kabady, with regard to penalty, mga kabady, for you to be able to understand the penalties imposed under Republic Act 10175 or other known as the Cybercrime Act of the Philippines of 2012, I advise you seriously to research in the internet and read the chapter 3, which is the penalties under section 8 and 9, for you to understand more and other section of this act. Okay? Take note mga kabady that in the Philippines, particularly the Philippine National Police and the National Bureau of Investigations are the two law enforcement agencies capable of detecting cybercrimes in the Philippines. Mga kabady, I hope you understand my lecture about cybercrime investigation, and I know you will pass the Criminology Board examination with the help of my presentation. And good luck mga kabady. Thank you for your listening and bye-bye.
Fuck it. My darling, I love you.